Let's chat. 22 things I learned in my 22 years of life, part 2.
Well, you can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spin what you wanna, be who you wanna be. Way I'm stunner.
If you haven't seen part 1, this is a mini-series basically of what I'm learning / what I've learned in this phase of my life. I'm 23 and I'm realizing that being in your 20s is quite the whirlwind. Something that really sunk in for me when I was about 21 was that no goal, no matter what, is too unreasonable or impossible. It's about just making those connections and leaning into what you love to do. That leaning in for me is huge because I will get just tunnel vision into doing work that I don't love to do. That's just how I am. Like, I am a hard worker, and so whatever I'm doing, I just want to work hard at it and I want to be good at it, so I'll get stuck in that. And so I check myself, and that leaning in for me is like a check where I tell myself, I know I'm working hard, but am I leaning in the direction that I want to go eventually? Even if I'm not in it right now, am I leaning in the direction that I want to go? So for me, that looks like, with modeling, setting up more test shoots, making sure I'm practicing my poses at home, test shooting at home with my dad. Or with YouTube, I want to lean into YouTube more. That means picking the camera up more, maybe being a little bit more adventurous in my editing, that kind of thing. And big goals a lot of times, it just comes down to the connections. I know we've all had someone in our lives tell us, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I just said, what? It's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's true, it is true, but I think at the end of the day, if you have the skills and you have the soft skills, like the emotional intelligence, and you're driven, then the people that you make connections with can market that and market you and put you in the right position. So I do think it's who you know, but I think it's also important to have the skills and build them up for when you meet that person that can put you in the door, that you're prepped and that they can just be like, here, this beautiful gem is of a person. Give her a job. When I was looking for a job, literally every single conversation I had, I would bring up my experience, my school, my skills, and in the most like subtle, casual way, I'd be like, I just graduated, and it didn't matter if this person's my age or older than me, but I would always bring it up. I just graduated, this is what I studied, this is what I want to do. Everyone talks about what they want to do or what they currently do, and asking someone what they do is a good segue to tell them what you want to do. So you never know if Lisa that you're talking to knows Tom, who knows Jeanette, that can put you in the door for your dream job. And not even your dream job, it could just be a job that gets you in the door. And that segues perfectly into another lesson that I'm learning, which is that you're never stuck anything? Maybe I should learn a lesson how to speak. You're never stuck doing anything unless you want to be. And this is one that I also learned during the job process. Obviously, the job seeking process is a big learning lesson in itself, but that you're never stuck doing something you don't want to do. I had gotten this great opportunity to interview with a company that was based in New York, so I'd have the opportunity to move to New York, which is somewhere I would love to live for at least a year to see what it's like. So this opportunity was doing a job that I wouldn't be super passionate about. It was a 9-to-5 corporate desk job. And at the time, I was I was so conflicted because it's not something I'm passionate about, but I would get to move to a city that I love. I don't want to get stuck in this corporate ladder, this cycle of I don't like my job, that kind of thing. I was so terrified of being stuck in a place that I wouldn't like, and then it just becomes a loop. A lot of people get stuck in a job that they don't like. And so I was hesitant about the interview process because I was just scared that I was going to be stuck in this job. And my family was like, first of all, calm down. Most people, you have to realize that most people don't start off with their first job as their dream job. And I'm not talking like your high school job. Like I was a gymnastics coach in high school. I've done so many jobs. That's like a whole separate video. But most people right out of college don't jump into their dream job. If you do, that is amazing. That's so awesome, and I'm so happy for you. But Most people don't. But what they were trying to tell me is, number one, don't shut down the interview process because you don't even know if they're gonna offer you the job. So do the interviews. And then second of all, if you did get the job and you tried it out, you worked hard and you didn't like it after a year, no one is holding you hostage. You can leave. And I mean, I say a year because I think sometimes we could judge jobs a little too quickly and not see the potential in them, and like leaving too early is a thing. Like I don't want it to look crazy on my resume like I'm ditching jobs right and left, but you are never stuck in a position that you don't want to be in. And of course, I also realize that sometimes you're dependent on your job for a paycheck, and so in that case, like you're kind of really reliant on it, but I just know that there's always an out or always a path that you can take while maybe you're doing this job. Like in the job that I'm right now, spoiler, I ended up in a corporate job. So with that mindset of I'm never stuck, I see so much potential in the job that I am in now for growth in different areas that I didn't realize that I might like. You just never know how your position in a company or something can evolve, and it's just like going into this knowing that I'm not stuck forever makes me feel so much more at ease with taking an opportunity like this and feeling it out and kind of getting into the excitement of like, what can this become? Because I never saw myself in a position like this. And so I really like that. I like that I said in part 1 that I'm modeling and also doing this job. So that's something I never thought was possible. And also I'm learning so many new things that before I never had an interest in, and so I just feel super smart. My camera just got too hot and died on me, so it's trying to tell me that I'm talking too much. But where I was getting at with that is that it's great to chase your dreams, and I think do that. Chase your dreams, but also since we're making amendments along the way sometimes, since curveballs come at us sometimes, and maybe we're just trying to get our foot in the door, I think it's good to try other avenues while you're still leaning into what you're passionate about. I also think that part of what was making me feel like I'm so afraid to get stuck is that I was scared that other people's expectations of me or their opinions of me would change because I'm taking a 9-to-5. Maybe they'd think, did she give up on modeling? Did she fail at modeling? I don't know. Are they gonna label me a certain way? But I learned just not to worry about other people's opinions. Like I said in part 1, other people's thoughts of me are none of my business. Another thing that I'm learning that's a little bit tougher is to not take things personally, and this encompasses so much, especially in my life, because for example with model castings, it's all rejection. Not all rejection, you don't always get rejected, but it's so much rejection that you have to realize that it's not really about what you look like or who you are as a person at all. They really have a mold that they're trying to fit, and if you don't fit that mold, it's like, okay, next person, you're not what we're looking for. But it's so easy to get rejected from a job, and it's like, it's because I'm a bad model, or like I didn't do good enough, or you know what I'm saying? But none of it is personal, and that also goes into what people think of you. What people think of you is not personal because they're probably projecting, or they're bored, or I don't know, they don't have anything to do that. They want to think something about you. But if you want to think about me, think good things about me. Think about how cute. I've really just learned to keep my foot on the gas, and the right jobs will come to me. So with the casting thing, and just you get rejected left and right, and then you get that one job that's just perfect for you. Like my first modeling job that I did with Glossier, it was so, the brand identity just aligned with me so much, and the team was awesome. It was just all perfect, and I felt like it was a little present package for me. So moral of the story, just go ahead and chase those big, scary, terrifying dreams, and we'll have to film part 3 to keep chatting. But for now, thanks so much for listening and hanging out. You're the best. I hope you're doing great, and don't forget to lean in. Lean back, lean in, lean, Bye.
Well, you can do what you wanna